Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends with a hopefully short video on Dragon's Lair artifact tier list. What we're going to do is we're just going to really go through the artifacts in Dragon's Lair, kind of tell about what they're good, what you should just completely throw away in trash, and then we'll kind of rank them at the end of it. So let's get to it. Right now we have accuracy in Dragon's Lair. It's a 2-piece set, adds plus 40 accuracy. It is a great set when you're coming up. It's a great set in game. Keep these, use these. If you don't have an accuracy banner, because you know how spiders is sometimes, they just don't want to drop that accuracy banner for the one you need. Use this 2-set piece, and then use your Great Hall. Go to your Great Hall, get it skilled up, get that accuracy so you can get away from using this accuracy set or using the accuracy banner. Get accuracy with the substats, but use this as well. I use it still on guys that I used in the clan boss all the time. Level 20 dungeons, you need a lot of accuracy for these bosses to hit these debuffs, so it's good there as well. Let's go to the next one. We have speed. Speed is used everywhere in arena. It is 12% of your base speed though. So if your base speed is 100, you're gonna have 112. If your base speed is 80, you're gonna have like plus 9 or whatever it is. So I don't know the math on that one, but don't think it's all your max speed of all your artifacts and substats and everything added together. It is not. It is 12% of your base speed. So keep that in mind. It's still a fantastic set. It's a 2-piece set, so you're gonna have 36% additional speed with all of your slots filled with this. Use it. A lot of people use it. You're going to need it in arena. You're going to need to be fast. You want to outturn the waves and outturn the bosses. You want to 2-turn everything you can. That way you do your 2 turns to their 1. You're also going to have buffers like you can see on my run here of dragons that I've got posted just to give us something to watch. So I'm just not just clicking on these side artifact drops. You're going to have somebody like Apothecary increasing your speed boost and your turn meter. Okay, let's go to Lifesteal. Lifesteal is used a lot. 4-piece set, heals by 30% of the damage dealt, and it also heals by 30% of War Master and Giant Slayer. Your procs from your masteries. That's why it's so good to get to level 60 on your champions and get those masteries, and to have lifesteal gear on them. If you don't have a healer in clan boss, you have to have lifesteal. If you don't have a great healer like Bad Elkazar, Vrask, I don't know whoever else healers out there. There's a lot of them that are really good. So I don't want to go through them all, but if you don't have a good healer, you're going to use lifesteal. A lot of people still use lifesteal even if they have a good healer, because they can bring in all their DPS and do a lot of damage and heal back from using lifesteal. And same thing in runs. That way they don't have to bring a healer. They get all their life back by doing the lifesteal off of it. And it's okay in PvP too. It's not as great. You might not be as fast, but it's still really good. So lifesteal is way up there. It's fantastic. I love using lifesteal. Destroy set, if there was a different kind of meta in PvP, this destroys enemy max HP by 30% of the damage done. And we can't do this to bosses anyways. There's really no reason to. But if there was some kind of like heal meta, or where the battles last a long time because we kept healing or keep regenerating, or we kept getting life back from lifesteal gear, then this could come into play. But right now it is trash. Destroy set. Toxic isn't that bad, and I think it's a little underrated. It's a 50% chance to apply 2.5% poison debuff. Now keep in mind, all these artifact sets we're talking about, you don't need accuracy for them at all. So if you wanted to put this on a straight DPS class, you don't have to worry about accuracy. It's gonna 50% chance to proc this, and you're gonna increase your damage on the Nightmare Clan boss by 1,000,000 plus. I can tell you, because I've used it plenty of times before. If you're not hitting that debuff cap and you can spare putting a 4-piece set on instead of lifesteal, if you have a healer for that person, then bring Toxic in. It will increase it. That's only if you have debuff and you're not reaching that 10 debuff cap. So use Toxic gear. It also helps a lot in dragons that you're watching right now. Poisons help a lot. When he inhales and takes that damage and goes below where he won't exhale and stun you, these really do add up on these level 20 stages. Poisons help a lot. So Toxic set is fine. Frost set, I've seen this used a little bit, and I've seen this used in PvP some. If you have a tank that can taunt like Martyr and you didn't want to have lifesteal or something else on her, I could see you pulling everybody in to taunt her, and then her having a 20% chance to freeze them when they attack her. Kind of situational. It could be kind of cool, but once you get strong enough to go through the waves, it's not going to really matter. So Frost set really isn't used that often. I've seen it in PvP a few times coming up as well, but I don't see it in in-game PvP. So I don't really think anybody's using that. 25% chance to place a sleep debuff for days. I don't see anybody using this as well. There's a stun debuff on a 4-set piece from Fire Knight where it's 18% chance. I'd much rather stun somebody than daze sleep them when they're going to get hit with something else and wake up. And Avenging. I've seen Avenging used very rarely as well, 30% chance to counterattack when hit with a critical hit. There are some people out there who have like Skull Crown, or other people who can AoE on their main, who want to just deck them out with tons of damage and then counterattack you in arena and just do massive damage to you when you first attack them. So I've seen it used before. And Stalwart isn't used. I thought about using it when I was coming up, when I first started playing the game, but then you get strong enough to where you really don't. It would be a waste of resources and time to really use Stalwart. A negative 30%, to take 30% less damage from an AoE attack is pretty nice, you would think, in PvP and in things like fighting bosses on 20, or even fighting the Nightmare Clan boss or the clan boss in general. But it's really not that great. There are better things to use, and I just don't think it's a good investment. I really don't see anybody using this. So those are the sets we get in Dragons. This is it. Now, if you do Dragons 20, you get the 5 to 6. You'll always get a 5-star or a 6-star. And then as you go up here on the side, let's see. I don't know, with the new ones, you get a 4 or 5, 4 or 5, 4 to 6. So 4-6 starts at level 13. And goes to 4-6, goes all the way up. So I haven't really farmed stage 19 or 18 or 17. I've always farmed 20. I probably need to do that and see what the difference is, see how often we get 6-star gear. That would be good to do, since we're on the subject of artifacts. But let's go ahead and rank them really quick. Which ones do we rank and which ones do we not? Stalwart, I think, is trash. You should sell it. I think Avenging, you should sell it unless you have a special team where you want to avenge in arena. Daze, you should sell it. Frost, you should sell it. And Destroy, you should definitely sell those, because that leaves us with 4 now. That leaves us with Accuracy, Speed, Lifesteal, and Toxic. We're going to put Toxic at number 4. We're going to put Accuracy at number 3. And we're going to put Speed and Lifesteal at number 1 and 2. Probably Lifesteal at number 1, Speed at number 2, or both of them about tied. They are really great artifact sets. And we already talked about Accuracy over here. We already talked about Toxic, where it's good for, and that you don't need Accuracy for anything to proc off of the artifact sets. Believe me, it's in game. It tells you in game. You don't need Accuracy for these artifact sets. Whatever it says on there, it will have that chance to activate. So have that chance to actually take hold, and they cannot resist it. So you don't need to worry about Accuracy or resistance. Now, a lot of those stuns and things like that won't work on the boss, but we're not even on those yet. So anyways, so that is my ranking for Dragon's Lair. I say Lifesteal, Speed, and then I say Accuracy is 3rd and Toxic is 4th, and the rest of the stuff, just sell that garbage. Get rid of it unless you're making some kind of specialty team. That's all I have for Dragon's Lair. I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a wonderful night.